Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. GH, the Arizona basketball season opens Friday against NAU. Certainly we've talked about the off-court stuff for, the last 6 weeks. On-court, though, this may be as talented a team as they've ever had.
You can make a case for that. Mm-hmm. The era is different, though, because you don't have seniors.
Right.
Arizona probably had better players a few times in the 90s and 80s, but yeah, I would say in the last 15 years, it's their best team.
Any conversation about this year's team, I think, has to start with Deandre Ayton. He's a unicorn. He's a 7'1" guy who plays like he's 6'8". I'm not sure I've ever seen a guy that tall be that fluid. Who does he compare to?
Nobody. He is the best prospect they've ever had.
Really?
Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, how many 7-footers have you ever seen who can do some of the stuff he does, college or pro?
And when you say that, if you look back, Arizona's had two really good 7-footers, Lauren Woods, and before him, Bison DeLay.
Right.
And
Channing Frye was okay.
Yeah, but this guy's at a different.
Yeah, he's different.
Yeah.
He's different. It's funny, I had a friend of mine compared him to Hakeem Olajuwon in that his touch is good from like 10 to 12 feet, but Hakeem Olajuwon was a post. This is a guy who will face the basket. He's 7 feet tall.
And people have already examined him so much, they're already knocking him for drifting out on the perimeter. Taking 8 seconds off and just watching.
Right.
But it's because Arizona hadn't played anybody, and they won't play anybody for a long time.
Right.
Let's see if he drifts when they play, at Mac Court, or whatever it's called now.
Right. He's also an 18-year-old freshman. 18-year-old freshmen are allowed to drift.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't played a meaningful second at Arizona yet.
Hey, Lauri Markkanen drifted through the final 10 minutes of a Sweet 16 game last year.
And he's doing okay in the NBA. Yeah. He got drafted high. Greg, when you look at this, now I'm going to play the other side of the coin. So much has been made about Deandre Ayton. Not enough maybe has been made about some of these other incoming freshmen. Emmanuel Akot is one guy who stands out to me. You want to talk about somebody who looks good in a uniform. I mean, he's Exhibit 1A.
He's like, if you're let's say you're Bob Baffert and you're raising horses, and suddenly you tell everybody, I got one.
Right.
Emmanuel Akot.
It's him. It's him. He may not have the opportunity to grow into his game as much this season simply because there's so many other good players. But he's somebody who could be a physical specimen in the Pac-12 or in the NBA in a year. 6 months? How long? How long do you think it takes?
Just from watching him in 2 exhibition games,
right.
I think somebody will draft him in the first round this year.
Wow.
Don't you?
Yeah. He's impressive. Talking about Arizona's freshmen, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention your guy, Alex Barcelo. He's somebody who, the TJ McConnell comparisons come easily. Yeah. I think the Nick Johnson comparisons come easily too. Phoenix kid, somebody who I think is going to be a fan favorite at McHale for as long as he chooses to be a college player.
What's the name of that famous song, "Who Won't Back Down"?
Yeah.
He reminds me of that.
Okay.
He's not going to be intimidated by anything in college basketball.
So he reminds you of Tom Petty?
I should have said Tom Petty because it's too close in the news, But my mind didn't work. But he's a player. Come on.
Yeah, he's a player. When you look at Arizona's schedule, it's NAU, then Maryland, Baltimore County, which is a school. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
It's a real place. Clearly, there will be no competition in those games.
No, and then Bakersfield.
Right. But what will you look for? Where will sort of the pressure and the tension come from, if not from their opposition?
It'll be how they divide the minutes. Who sits?
Right.
And when does the unrest start with some of the guys who sit?
Right.
Starts right away.
Right away.
The first night against, say they play 12 guys against Bakersfield next week.
Right.
But say one top prospect only gets 7 minutes.
Right.
And no points.
Right.
What does he call home that night and say, "Hey, I'm getting out of here"?
Right. I'd like to go to Fresno State, please. Yeah. That's a good question. It's a really good point. And that's another thing. Arizona's not really playing anybody non-conference for the second consecutive year. And that doesn't mean that this will be without drama, without tension, or without storylines, because all those other things, I think, are super compelling.
Right. We have really one thing to look forward to in the next month, and that's a game in the Bahamas. I believe it's at 10 a.m. In the morning after Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
Against probably Villanova.
Yeah.
Top 10 team. So we got that to look forward to.
That would be good. That would be good. You want to go? We should go. Can me and you go?
What about the day after Thanksgiving shopping?
Heck with our families. Let's spend Black Friday like a little body surfing followed by some basketball. That'd be good.
You know, that tip-off time, I think it's 10 a.m. on Black Friday.
Yeah.
10 a.m., are you kidding?
It's fantastic. Us in the newspaper world love the early starts.
That's the best golf day of the year, though.
That is true. That is true. Everybody else is shopping.
Yeah.
That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook. For Greg Hansen. So you're not a Black Friday shopper?
I've never got out of bed in time.
I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.